Hey everybody, this is Kevin Taylor with Wildlife Expeditions of Teton Science Schools. I would like to tell you today a little bit about coyote scavenging. I've got some really nice footage of a coyote scavenging on an elk carcass, and then I want to show you something about the health of that elk. This coyote is feeding on this elk carcass. Here in the greater Yellowstone ecosystem, nothing goes to waste. Certainly ravens are nearby. Magpies are around waiting to potentially get some scavenging morsels. And this coyote has to constantly keep watch just to make sure that a pack of wolves isn't nearby, or a mountain lion, or perhaps a bigger, stronger coyote. It's hard to know why this elk actually died. Could have been wolf pack, could have been a mountain lion, or perhaps disease. You know, once predators and scavengers have cleaned up a carcass, oftentimes researchers, biologists will go out to that carcass to learn about the health of that animal, to gather data about predation. They might gather what species it is, the sex of it, male or female, and then maybe the age of the animal. They can oftentimes take a tooth in order to age the animal to see how old it was. The other thing too, what biologists can do is they can take a long bone like this elk bone here and use a bone saw to cut that bone. And then once that bone is cut, what you can do is you can take the cross section of that bone. This is a piece of elk bone here, and you can take the cross section and you can look at the marrow. So right in the bone here, you can see there's this marrow material here, and you can see it's fatty. It's almost like peanut butter, essentially. And so the last place an animal loses its fat is in the marrow. So if the animal has no other fat on its body, it's burned all its fat, it's in the middle of the winter, and the last place it'll burn its fat is right in the marrow. So if this marrow looked like grape jam or strawberry jelly, then you know that animal was it was basically starving, okay? It turns out that this particular elk was very thin. It had very little fat on it. However, there's still some fat in the marrow. So still some fat reserves, if you will. Come take a trip with Wildlife Expeditions of Teton Science Schools.